In this part of the nursery, we've got quite a lot of Nepenthes cebuyanensis cross Mariliana, which I think is a contender for the largest carnivorous plant in the world by volume. And what we'll do is, the three pictures here, all of which are quite big, to put it mildly, and we're going to cut one of them off to measure the volume and compare it directly with Nepenthes raja, which we'll also measure today. So this picture is in prime condition. It's going to break my heart to cut that one off, it really would. But we have one here, which is a little bit older, starting to go over. If I can manipulate that so we can see it better. And that's the one I think we'll use. It's not really started to shrink yet, not very much, a little bit. Could have done this about a week ago, really. But anyway, it's there, and we'll cut this one off and use it as a comparison with Raja, see what sort of volume it can hold. Hello, Rob Cantley here. This is a video we've been talking about making for a long time, and that's to measure the volume of a Nepenthes pitcher to see if we can produce a record breaker. The current world record for the largest carnivorous plant is for a Nepenthes raja, according to the Guinness Book of Records, which can reach volumes of up to, if I recall correctly, 2.5 litres. But there's no evidence for that. There's no scientific proof given, no demonstration. And I wouldn't know how accurate that would be. So we're going to attempt to measure the fluid inside a cebuyanensis mariliana pitcher to see if maybe it does exceed 2.5 litres. And also, in addition, later we'll be measuring the fluid inside the largest Nepenthes raja pitcher we've ever grown, which is, I think, about as big as any I've ever seen, including ones in habitat, as a comparison. But that's a little subjective. Maybe there are bigger ones in habitat. So this particular measurement we're going to try and do as accurately as possible. The water supply is in this container here. And we have here a measuring cylinder, which is accurate to 1%. I've currently pre-filled it to the 500 milliliter mark. So we'll start with that. And we'll attempt to do this in one take as well, so there's no chance of us having cheated, as if we would. The pitcher itself is here. It's been cut from the plant, very sadly. But one might argue that the pitcher volume is when the pitcher's upright or tilted back at 45 degrees or whatever. But in habitat, the pitcher never sits bolt upright. It just doesn't happen, hardly ever. There's always some degree of lean. I think if we're looking for the interior volume of the pitcher, we're looking to see how much fluid it will hold with the mouth more or less horizontal. So my assistant here, Bala, take a seat, Bala. Bala may be familiar to some of you. He's produced more Nepenthes hybrids than anybody else in the world, without exception. I think around 2,500 now. And he's been with us 25 years. So now this is going to be a test of his steady hands. Bala doesn't drink, so his hands shouldn't shake, should they? And we'll see how we get on with this. So here we go. This is the first 500 milliliters. No problem with that, it's still thirsty. Now you have to bear with me a moment or two while I try and get the meniscus to the correct point on the measuring cylinder. It's a tiny top up. That's the second 500 milliliters. I won't keep coming to the camera to show you. I think you can probably see the fluid at my finger level here. So here we go. One litre, and we're still thirsty. Let's try another one. This is quite exciting. We've really got no idea where this is going to end up. Last time we tried this, it came to, I think, 2.2 litres. That was with an older pitcher. There we go. That's to 500 millilitres where my finger is. And as I mentioned, this particular measuring cylinder is accurate to 1%. There we go, 1.5 litres. There we are, another 500 milliliters to my finger on the meniscus. Two litres. Now we're approaching the most we've ever done. As I said, last time we tried this, it came to approximately 2.1 litres, with a slightly older pitcher that had started to shrink. So let's see what happens with this one. That's 500 milliliters to the meniscus on my finger. There we go. 2.5 litres. This is where Bala's hands need to be quite steady, I think. We still have a bit of space left. There we are, 500 milliliters to the meniscus at my finger. Ooh, nearly there. That's it. Okay. Just a fraction short of 3 litres. I'll come forward and show you on the camera. There's a little drain left behind here, which I'll measure. Just a few millilitres. So we didn't quite make 3 litres, but it wasn't far off, was it? Thank you, Bala. I think you can let that go now. You can pour that back into the container. Thank you very much. And for the final deduction, using a graduated pipette, there we go. It's 25 milliliter pipette. It's now come to about 11. Okay, so I think that's correct. So that'll be 13 milliliters remaining. from 3 litres, so that will be 2.8, you get that right, 2.987 litres. We'll just check the maths on that, make sure I've got it right. It's a long time since I did maths at school. Just fractionally under 3 litres. Now we'll do this same experiment again with a Nepenthes Raja, as mentioned, the largest one we've ever grown. Here, I think rivals those in the wild, and we'll see what that one holds. But I would be surprised if it's more than this. Beauty. So we sacrificed this picture. We cut it off to show you for this experiment. But don't worry, the plant's got many more. Thank you very much for watching.